Hello guys, welcome back to my channel 360 Conversations. Today I'm here to talk to you about 5 important computer apps that you need to complete your PhD program. Now yes, I'm stepping into my second year of PhD and yeah, I'm so excited. One more year. I will give a few advices to anybody who wants to embark on the PhD career path. Well, if you want to do your PhD, stay assured that it's a very tedious career. It's a very laborious career. That means that if you're going for it, you have to be passionate about whatever program you're embarking on, or else you can't finish it. It requires a lot of hard work, a lot of determination, and perhaps yes, if you don't have love for what you're doing, then you shouldn't embark on a PhD program. Not because of the money, but yes, it will come back and hit you if you don't have passion for what you're doing. So yes, today I feel like as a almost second year PhD student, I've learned some tips that I think it would be helpful for whoever who wanting to embark on a PhD program. I think it's important for you to start straight away to get into the programs that you may need, and the programs that I have found helpful during my first year of PhD. And the first one is Scrivener. Now Scrivener is like a PowerPoint Word is a processing program, and I have found it very useful to write my MPhil thesis. Why? Because unlike PowerPoint Word, this one you can sort of like create chapters, and you can create, and in between the chapters you can create sections as well. And I feel like this is really important, as if you are a PhD student, you're creating like different chapters, and one chapter may have introduction, materials and methods, results, and discussion for one chapter. With Scrivener you can do that easily without any hassle, and I feel like it's a very important app. Now yes, it's not free, but the price is not that expensive. It's I think around £50. If you go on App Store, it's there around £50. The next program that I think would be very useful for PhD students is called Inkscape. Now Inkscape I use that for data reorganization. Sometimes when you generate data in, say, graphic app such as GraphPad Prism, and I'll talk about it in a few seconds, you sort of like sometimes you want to reorganize that data for it to look presentable. If you want to publish papers especially, you need an app like Inkscape to sort of like reorganize your data in a way that look presentable and for the journals to accept. Now the following one is GraphPad Prism. GraphPad Prism is used by so many institutions. Well, it's not free. However, most universities most universities have the licenses for free. So if you do the application, if you do apply for the program, I think in Georgia's, where I do my PhD, you just have to apply for the program, and then you'll get it for free. Otherwise, if you're not if your university hasn't got it for free, it's I think around £100 for students, and if you're a student you get discounts, so you may get it for £80 or even less for a whole year subscription. Also, one program that I find very useful is RStudio. Now RStudio is a programming language. It's a coding app. It's free of charge. However, you need to have an understanding of coding. If you don't have any background in bioinformatics, you may find it really hard to use. It has a very steep learning curve. However, if you embark on it and if you try to learn RStudio, it will be very useful. RStudio is like Python. If you know how to use Python, stick to Python if you want to learn RStudio. But I personally think RStudio is way better, as it gives you many more options. So either Python or RStudio. One of them is really great for a PhD student, and perhaps if you use one of these programs, it adds a lot of value to your thesis when you say you used Python or RStudio for your thesis, and whoever is marking will be like, "Ooh, this guy's an amazing guy. You know, you're a genius." Because it's not easy at all. It's not an easy app. One other program that I use for data analysis and statistics is called IBM SPSS. Now, IBM SPSS is a very expensive program. It costs around $6,000 or $7,000. However, most universities have it for free. My university, I had to request for it, and you know, I got it for free, or else it would have been really hard to, you know, to get that program. You know, especially if you're a PhD student, it's not like you're rich. So for that matter, perhaps if your university hasn't got a license for free, and you know you can't have that program, I feel like you can use so many other programs to do statistics, like our GraphPad Prism, which will help you. You know, there are some other statistics incorporated in GraphPad Prism that you could easily use without any problems. But I feel like SPSS, IBM SPSS is much more useful for the stuff that I want to do. It has much more variations and much more options for data analysis. And then one other thing that I would, you know, suggest all PhD students to have is Grammarly. I personally think Grammarly is important, especially if you're writing your thesis. You know, sometimes, you know, little mistakes that we do can sort of like bring our grades down, and they can make whoever that is marking our thesis look down on us. Especially if you're a PhD student, you should sort of like be more careful and you should pay attention to details. But sometimes, you know, due to stress, due to so many things, you know, you may not have the time, or sometimes, you know, the deadlines are really close, and you know you're really busy, you know, doing lab work and, you know, conducting experiments. Sometimes you may not have the time to go through everything thoroughly, and so I recommend Grammarly, which is really important, and it helps you correct like little grammatical mistakes that you may do during your writing. And guys, the last thing I'm gonna say is, if you're looking forward to do a PhD, you have to make sure that you love what you want to do. A PhD, some people just want to have the title doctor attached to their name, and perhaps if you have just that mentality, you're not going to be able to complete a PhD program, because it's a very tedious career. To get accepted for a PhD, you have to go through an interview process. It's a very hard course, so they need to know that, you know, you are the right candidate for that sort of like, because it's the maximum level of education, you have to have the right mindset for such program. And yes, guys, in my next video, I will tell a story about how I got an interview at Oxford University, and I got shortlisted among 200 people. So among 200 people, we got the shortlisted 3 people, and I will tell you a story about how, you know, how the interview went and everything. So please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more.